Another reason that kids might think that they have no ideas is that they're self-censoring, that they don't think their ideas are good enough, that they think they're going to be laughed at by other kids, that they think that their ideas aren't what you are looking for. So the way that I work with this barrier in classes, I always start my classes with a very short time-pressured exercise. Now, every kid is different. You might know your kids well enough to know that time pressure is going to make them freak out. But the big thing that I do with this one is when I have anything time pressured, I set up from the start that they're not going to have to share this. I won't look at their book. They don't have to show anyone else. We're just going to do this short writing exercise. We're going to do it quickly. They're going to have 10 minutes to write, and we'll see what happens, but no one's ever going to see it, so it's okay. And that can help give a little bit more freedom to get some words on the page, to stop that self-censoring, because they know they've only got 10 minutes to do it, so they just have to get something down. So some of the types of exercises I do with this, so we do what I call the 5 things game. So I'll ask the whole class, well, depending on the size of the class, everyone has to suggest something that we put up on the whiteboard. So it might be something simple like an apple. If they're particularly creative kids, we might get into things like a wardrobe that transports you through time. Whatever it is, they each get to suggest one thing which goes out on in a big list on the whiteboard. From that, the kids have to choose 5 to include in a story, which they only have 10 minutes to write. They can include more than 5 if they want to, but there need to be at least 5 in there. And as I said, they don't have to show anyone this unless they want to. So they have some more freedom. They just have to move quickly on it and get something on the page. And this helps remove that self-censoring barrier. Some of the other exercises are used for those short prompts. Sometimes I'll give them a first sentence and they have to keep writing. Or sometimes I'll use what happens next scenarios. So for example, something like a portal opens up in front of you, you step through it, where do you go? What happens next? So I'll give them a situation, quite often a fantasy situation, because those lead to some interesting ideas and stories, and they just have to carry on writing for 5 or 10 minutes on what happens next.